actually wanted to do a quick video because this really, this chart really shows why I look for the things that I look for in the market. Now this is a 5-minute chart because I'm trading a lot of 5-minute binaries basically. Now the top stochastics here is a hidden divergence, and you can tell that because it's got dotted yellow lines. The one below it has a red and a blue line, and that one is regular trend divergence. Some people just call it regular divergence. I call it trend divergence. Typically you want to see that, at market highs or market lows, but there are cases where you don't have that, and this morning has been one of those cases. So I just wanted to go over some basics. If you've been through my training videos, you know anytime we have the magenta peaks here, we're expecting price to go back to the ATR, okay? But another significance of that is it's telling me, hey, I have a potential trade setup coming in because all of my entries are at an ATR, and that's very important. Now, the ADX is meant to give you like a heads up, hey, you need to be at your computer because you have a potential coming in, okay? So once it gets back to the ATR, what happens then? Well, this is where I'm looking for divergence when it comes back to that ATR. And I'll tell you something, if you can get something to work on a 5-minute binary, it works on anything. 5-minute binaries are the hardest to trade because they're very fast, okay? And that's the reason I wanted to go ahead and show you this using my 5-minute chart. So you can see over here we started out with trend divergence, then we went into hidden divergence, and once we had the hidden divergence, price does pull back some. It does not give you hidden divergence here at the ATR. It gives it to you over here at the congestion dots. You can see the hidden divergence here, and then it moves up to test that ATR. Now, when it comes back down to actually exceed the congestion dot, what happens? Well, you get trend divergence, okay? And that's typical behavior. When these dots plot, it goes up to test the ATR, and then it breaks through, and then it's going to test again. You got hidden divergence here, then you had another hidden divergence here, followed by a regular divergence here, okay? Now, all of these kind of happened one by one. You can see that when it went back to test this high that was here, that originally had the hidden divergence on it, you can see that regular divergence formed, okay? You can also just connect the lines. Now, the issue with this is it's not going to pick up every divergence because it's looking back at prior highs, okay? This is why I tell you it is so important to actually draw your lines. For example, if you had a vertical line drawn here, and then you drew a vertical line here, and then you drew a vertical line here, okay? You can tell these are going down, this is going up. Then you went up, but this went down. That's really divergence in a nutshell, okay? Now, as it stands right now, you can see that you're making lower lows, but the stochastics is not going lower right now. This is an issue. The reason that that is an issue is because this may come down like this and then start back up. That's going to give you trend divergence. Now, here's the key to all of it. You will only be able to see this once you have the reversal bars. So that means that that was not plotted until here. Again, this is why I'm not releasing this indicator, because you'll be going in late. I don't want you to go in late. I want you to learn to read the bars ahead of time so that by the time the divergence is marked, you already are in the trade. And this is with any divergence indicator. Most of them are going to plot late. They will not catch all of the divergences simply because of your what we call the look back period. Right now I have it set to 5. If you went to 10 or you went to 20, it would catch some of the bigger divergences, but it would miss the small divergences at the ATR. Again, this is where as a trader you have to learn to go ahead and do this. Mark your charts, learn to read the chart as it's forming so that you're not lagging in your entry.